guys! Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my hometown friends. Kawork sila dati ni Jeril and classmate to ni Jeril dati. And now we're here in New Zealand. So they are here to tell us their experience coming here in New Zealand. So introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy. I'm a nurse here in Auckland Corrections. I'm originally from Coronadal City, same place. And I've been a nurse for I think 13 years now.
Hi guys, I'm Joseph. I'm a registered nurse also. Currently, I'm working as a prison nurse in one of the corrections in Auckland. I used to work as an overseas nurse for 5 years in Saudi Arabia, and I started my registration way back 2006.
So, prison nurse, hindi prisoner. Okay?
Yeah, prison
correction.
nurse, not a prisoner.
Yes. So, what was your nursing experience before coming here in New Zealand?
Okay, so before coming here, I was working in Saudi Arabia in one of the rehab hospital. I worked as a wound care specialist for 5 years, and then we decided to move here, but I came here first before my husband. Before Saudi, experience in Philippines as well in ED, where I worked with Jeril there in one of our local hospitals.
I started my nursing career in the Philippines. I worked in one of the local hospitals in our town. I used to work as an ICU nurse and ED nurse until such time 2010 I started my first overseas job in Libya, wherein I worked there as one of the nurse during the civil war.
Wow.
I know it's a little bit weird, but thank God I was able to complete my contract there.
Still
After
alive.
that, I continued my nursing journey in Saudi Arabia, and we worked together in a same hospital in one of the rehab hospitals in Riyadh. So I worked there for almost 6 years until such time we've decided to work permanently here in New Zealand. So right now, working as a prison nurse in one of the corrections here in Auckland.
Wow, what an experience. Grabe! I didn't expect that. Anyways, next question. What was your pathway coming to New Zealand?
When we were still in Saudi, we talked about, of course, where we want to be in the future. Because we don't want to stay there because there's no stability. So we decided that one of us should come first to New Zealand because it's gonna be hard for finances, and we cannot come together. So we decided that I go first and he will follow. So I came here in 2018, but the first I think most accessible way for us to come here and the fastest was to be a student. So I studied here first for a year, which gave us ample time to settle here and also to arrange for everything until he comes here. So I came as a student visa. Then I studied healthcare and service management. So most of nurses also do. If I had another chance, I would prefer not doing it. I'd say that I would go through the process like doing the CAP right away. But since there were circumstances that we had to consider, like the time and also like both of us, so I went for the student visa, and after a year I processed for my CAP, then that's it.
During your student visa, when you came here, was it DIY or under an agency?
We chose to be with agency because we were in Saudi. It was hard for us to like process while working, so we asked for some assistance from an agency, which was really helpful because we didn't have to think about processing or the papers. Okay, they had to arrange it for us, but of course we were the one, we had to provide all the documents. So it made us easier because we were working at the same time. I came here in 2018 and then he followed in 2020.
They have an agency in Saudi?
No,
Philippines.
in Philippines.
So after you're done with your student pathway, you got a job?
Yes. So when you're a student, you're allowed to do part-time. Go to school, I think, 5 days a week, and then after that, you have the rest of the day to do some job. So you're not really empty-handed. So you can still work at the same time.
I think you're allowed to work 20 hours
Yes.
per week.
Per week, yeah.
Yeah, 20
So
hours.
yeah, it's enough to pay for your bills, your house, your extra expenses, and yeah, it's pretty
That's
cool.
nice.
And the best thing about it, I think, is after the study visa, you are granted 3 years. During our time, you are granted 3 years of open work visa, so you can work for any employer. There's no commitment, like you're not tied to any employer. Well, that's a good thing about doing the
Yes.
student thing.
Even if you don't have any employer yet, you will have that visa.
You will automatically, like, you are granted to have that. It's a privilege.
Okay.
If you studied here, you're gonna have a work
That's
visa.
good. So after that, you got your husband.
Yes. So 2019, we started processing his papers. He actually came here as a visit visa. He was able to come here winter of
Wow.
2019 and had a look at the place, and
He loved it.
he, of course, of course. So it was really one of our dream to come here to New Zealand. Beautiful place, and beautiful opportunities, and just a perfect place to have a family if that's what your plans are. And finally, he finished his contract in Saudi in 2020 and was able to complete all his requirements to do the cap. So he came over here in 2020.
That's good.
For me, I started my registration here when I undergone the CAP. But before that, while preparing myself to undergo the CAP, I used to work as a healthcare assistant. So that to sustain my living here in New Zealand. Then after that, I undergone the CAP, in which I made it in Runnerdale, that is in Christchurch. And after that, 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to get your registration as a registered nurse. Yeah.
Yes. Where did you do your cap?
Okay, so when I received my letter in 2019, one of the first ones who responded to me was Avatar in New Plymouth.
How long
It
was
was
that?
8 weeks, though.
8 weeks.
Yeah, it's quite one of the longest so far if you compare to other
Yes.
because
Because in Runnerdale, it's 6
weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was after the soonest that I can finish, which the soonest and the first one who responded to my applications.
Where did you do your clinical? Is it in a rest home or hospital?
Fortunately, they have their own rest home. So Avatar had their own retirement village. It was a lucky time. It was when the COVID really started. Technically, we are not allowed to go on rest homes because if you're a student, you're not allowed to enter the rest homes because they, as much as possible, they want to protect their residents. So that time, we were just really lucky because we were a student of that CAP school and they had their own retirement village. But I think right now it's already fine. They're allowing students to come to retirement villages.
How was your cap experience generally?
It was, at first, of course, it was scary. It's a different setting here, but then preceptors will really guide you and make you feel comfortable. Like any questions or any like you don't know, you can always ask them, you can always approach them. So they make sure that you are well guided, you are well equipped before coming to your placements. And of course, yeah, they know that you're also new in the healthcare setting, so they're really good. They're really helpful.
Ikaw, Joseph, how was your cap experience?
My CAP experience was, shall I describe it, a roller coaster experience, because it was my first time to undergo a training outside my country and in the Middle East. So I had it for 6 weeks. So we had a 2 weeks rigid class sessions wherein our preceptor taught us different principles here in New Zealand, the practice, the tradition, the history, and might as well the culture and the behavior of the locals here. Then the remaining 4 weeks was purely clinical duty, wherein we were taught how to handle different situations. But in our CAP, our placement was not in the hospital. It was in the rest home. Most of our patients are aged care patients, geriatric, to make it short. So there, we were taught how to take care of them, to provide all their needs, to provide medication, and most importantly, we were taught how to provide care with respect and with dignity. So that's all. So after that, we had a graduation. Then after graduation, we just waited for, I think, 10 to 15 days for the license to be released. And after that, we can practice fully pledged with authority and with
Dignity.
dignity. as NZRN here in New Zealand.
So, next question. How long have you been here in New Zealand?
Well, for me, because I went through the student pathway, so I've been here for 3 years now.
And then he came here after 1 year.
Technically, around 1.5. Yeah, because he had to finish his contract as well.
Next question. Where are you currently working? So, inisa ko na ang interview nila kasi sa isang facility lang din sila nag-work. So, they will share their experience in one video.
Yeah.
Currently, we are working in one of the correction facilities here in Auckland. We will just not disclose the name of the facility, but it's a correction facility. In short, a prison. There, we are working as an RN. Basically, our job is, of course, to take good care of all the health and issues of the prisoners. We're giving all their medicines, and in general, we are addressing all their health, mental, and medical issues. So that's basically our job descriptions that we're performing in our facility.
So, what is your routine at work?
Routine at work. So if you're assigned in the clinic, of course you will prepare all their needs. You will check who is booked. Then after that, one by one, you're going to attend and answer all their needs.
Sa clinic.
Yeah, in the clinic. But if you're a medicating nurse, you're going to prepare, dispense, and give all the prescribed medications. And also might as well ask if there are any concerns with the other prisoners.
There are actually different tasks when you are working in a prison as a nurse, because basically you're responsible for their medical well-being. So from the first time that prisoners touch down prison premises, the nurses do assess them holistically with regards to their health. So assessment, planning, and everything comes to action. So it's not only giving them medication, but we are assessing them and anticipating their needs, their health needs. A lot of them have medical issues, especially those who are on the older age. So they have lots of like diabetes, gout. So we are the one who maintain, make sure that their health is well taken care of. So and to avoid hospital trips. So so we do also respond to code blues, but in hospital settings, code blue is different. It's when you say code blue, there's cardiac arrest, but in a prison setting, it's a different. Code blues have different meaning, so it's not only like a medical emergency. So it's also like something chaotic is happening inside. But when you say like medical code blues, we are responsible to medical code blues where the prisoners are having like acute situations where you need to attend them right away. It's a really different setting. It's not the same with the usual hospital, because also there are security issues. You're not just going to attend to those prisoners right away, because you also have to think of your safety. So you have to make sure that you both are safe, not only the prisoner but also yourself and the people around you. So yep.
That's really good to know, because it's really different from what
It is.
we're used to, like regular
Yeah.
nursing.
Yeah.
So sa field natin. But yeah, it's
Experience.
It's a good
Yeah,
experience.
it will really hasten your assessment skills, your critical thinking, because you will be independent. It's really a really good experience and really challenging as well.
So how many hours of work do you have in a day?
8 hours.
8 hours.
So
Yeah.
we're working 80 hours fortnight.
Yes. 8 hours. So do you have a night shift or?
No, we don't have night shift, but we only have evening. So the
Okay.
shifting is from 6 in the morning until 2, then 1:30 to 10 in the evening.
Oh, okay. So that's the latest one, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
it's
there's
because-
no night shifts. That's also what encourages us to do it, because
Yeah.
there's no night shifts. So no graveyard.
Yeah. Do you have a break time sa
Yeah.
8 hours
Yep.
na shift?
And what's good about it is we get more, not really more. If it's really break time, like we get to sit and eat.
You really have your break time.
Yeah, we really have. Unlike when we're working in the hospitals, like sometimes you.
It's too busy.
Yeah,
you,
it's
you
too
skip
busy.
it.
Yeah.
That's fine. I used to do that. But here in New Zealand, they really have to take their break, and it's not allowed not to take your break.
Yes,
So
they're
that's
really
what I
strict about
really
it.
liked.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to share with us the salary range of being a prison nurse.
Yeah, the salary range for the prisoners is I believe the same salary range receiving when you are working in a hospital.
Yeah. That's the
So
same.
if you want to know the salary range, maybe you can based from the Mecca DHB salary
So
range.
you're still under Mecca
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, we're all still
we
under Mecca.
Are.
Okay.
Because basically the salary range for DHB and the prisoners
Same.
are the same.
All right. So around 35 to 38 or more?
More.
More.
Yeah, the range is I think from between 36 to 40,
Yeah. Yeah.
depending in which level you are.
All right. That's good to know. That's good. Thank you, guys. So what are the benefits of working as a prisoners or sa facility nyo?
Well, one of the benefits I think is it develop your clinical judgment, your independent critical thinking, and prioritizing which is more important than not, practicing to be safe and to be protected at all times. That are some of the traits or the benefits I see working as a prisoners.
Also, as mentioned earlier, the working times where it's really suitable for us. Like if you don't want to work on night shifts where you're really a morning person, so it's a really perfect work shifts. There are times that it's toxic, like the hospital, because you're not really like, unlike in the hospital, you're a bedside. You're the one assigned for all the cares of your patients assigned to you. So in the prison, so you're only facing the prisoners during clinic time. So there's really specific time for clinic or for medications, and after you have finished your task, that's it. So during your break time, that's really your time, and you're not gonna be disturbed with like being called to see
Yes.
someone, unless it's a medical code blue.
Next question. What do you like about your work?
One thing I've liked most of being a nurse here in New Zealand is this profession is well respected. We were given the right privilege and right dignity. We were paid in accordance with our duty and responsibility. And there is also a good nurse and patient ratio, meaning to say you cannot work with as many more patients. because they are thinking of the welfare, not only you, but the quality of work you're providing for your patients. And lastly, the most important thing is we were recognized by the government, and we are well treated and of course well respected.
I think what I really like the most with my job, well, I like almost anything that I do. I've been to rest home and I've been to hospital, and so far I love my job there. But currently, working in prison right now, I love it because there's really a teamwork. It's the first time that I worked with a different nationality. Well, most of the nursing workforce here are Filipinos and Indians, and also there are Fijians as well, and Kiwis. The prison where I work, there are really lots of Filipinos and Indians, and we work well together. We work as a team, so it's really equal. I enjoy doing it because although it's something new, and there are really lots of challenges, but I'm learning a lot of things, and um, dealing with prisoners is not really easy because they have lots of issues. It's not only their physical, but mostly emotional, mental, because there are a lot of things going on. It's a really great learning experience. Another field of nursing that you can learn.
Next question. Any dislikes about your work?
Dislikes. Uh, the, I think I think the day off. Sometimes, if your day off, you're doing overtime. Aside from the pay rate, you will have less time for yourself and also for your family.
During your day off, they're calling you if you can do overtime?
Yeah, but that call is not mandatory. I mean,
Okay.
it's they are just asking if we can work or not,
Okay.
but it is not a forceful obligation.
You
for
can
us.
say no.
We can say no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dislike in my current job. Well, some things are unpredictable. So we nurses would like to plan our day. We want to foresee what's going to happen. We want to know, like we wanted routines. But working in prison is like you don't know what's gonna happen next. Like you want to have a peaceful day, but then suddenly something comes up, like a prisoner gets aggressive, or like a prisoner gets unstable. So that's really one of the things that maybe I don't like, but not really dislike, or maybe it's just sometimes scaring me. Yeah, yeah. One of the disadvantages working there. Yeah.
Last one. Tips for our aspiring nurses out there.
Well, basically, nursing is a calling, and not just a profession. So, what can I advise for them is to focus and to decide which country they want to work. If they want to work here in New Zealand, New Zealand nurses is one of the best country for us to work. Not only for the salary, but also for the environment, the healthcare system, the workload, and of course the way the people see and respect the nurses. So if you want to become nurses here, you need to focus your attention or your time dedicating and passing the language exam.
Don't give up. Yeah. You have to plant that dream there, and don't let go of it. It's hard at first. It's going to be hard. Both of us went through also lots of hardship. We had to be away from each other. There are sacrifices that are meant to be made, but it's gonna be worth it. New Zealand is really a lovely place for nurses, especially if you have a family, or if you're planning to have a family. They have a really wonderful environment here, supportive to families and kids, and it's really a safe place to be, and a well-paid job as a nurse as well. Not really the highest, but competitive. Yeah, you can do it, guys.
Yeah.
If we did it, surely you can do it.
Yes. So yeah, just take the English test and focus on your goal.
Yes.
It seems overwhelming sa dami ng mga requirements, but it's doable.
Yes,
There are
it is.
agencies who are willing to help you. You can DIY it. So yeah, if we can do it, they can do it, you can do it. So yeah, thank you guys for
Yeah.
sharing your experiences. Napilit ko lang sila.
Hope you learned something from
Yeah.
it, but yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.